Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Unexpected Voices Speech Competition Finals. My name is Hafsa Ismail, and I am the founder of Power of Words Academy. We started the speech competition in 2020 in collaboration with World Speech Day, the United Nations, and the British Council. The objective of this competition is to increase awareness of World Speech Day, improve writing and public speaking skills amongst our youth, and most importantly, to build awareness of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals and hear our Canadian youth's thoughts, ideas, and action plans to achieve these goals by 2030. The theme of World Speech Day this year is Shared Ideas for a Better World. We had over 300 speech submissions this year, and we'll be hearing from our 60 finalists today. Congratulations for making it to the finals. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to extend a special warm welcome to our judges. Thank you for taking your Saturdays away from your family to adjudicate the speeches today. I would also like to thank our volunteers and our POW Academy teachers. We couldn't have pulled this off without your hard work, dedication, and support. And of course, most importantly, thank you to our finalists who we're going to be hearing from this afternoon. We can't wait to hear your speeches. I hope today inspires ideas and discussions around the ways we can make our world a better place. Without further ado, I'd like to call upon Leila Somani, who's going to moderate the day.
Hello everyone, my name is Leila. I'm very excited to be moderating today's speech competition. I'm going to start off with a land acknowledgement. So the Aga Khan Museum is built on land that is and has been under the stewardship of many indigenous peoples over millennia, including the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. We are grateful for the opportunity to work and live on this land and be in this territory. So, the World Speech Day Initiative was founded in 2015 by a man named Simon Gibson in the UK. His premise was simple: to share thoughts for a better world. So let's hear Mr. Gibson himself share his thoughts on the power of speech.
Hello everyone. My name is Simon Gibson. I'm the founder of World Speech Day. How does change happen? How do we actually cause change in our society? If we look around us at the changes taking place, we simply see the tide of time. It seems like a constant ebb and flow, with each new wave made of unrelated fragments of thought, of personal feelings, and all of them to a large extent hidden, invisible, enigmatic. So how do we influence this motion? How do we catch the wave? What if we could ourselves direct the process, fashion the forces of energy to shape a better world? I believe public speaking can have a critical role to play in this. The human voice, apparently alone and vulnerable, becomes a collective idea in a speech. After all, it was the speech that changed the way society judges others, not by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their characters. It was the speech that changed our view of success and beckoned us to stay hungry and stay foolish. A speech that changed women's answer to prejudice. When they go low, we go high. And a speech that ushered in a new understanding of human society, of all men and women made equal through governance, of the people, by the people, for the people. In each case, the world changed in the speech. This year, some 100 nations will be celebrating World Speech Day. And that means that in a little more than 5 years, World Speech Day has grown from a proposal into a global movement. And that's a remarkable success story. Not because we have rich sponsors or powerful influencers. World Speech Day has grown because it has touched on something fragile yet precious. Something almost lost, like a plant in a delicate, endangered environment. And that is the importance of involving all parts of society in public speaking, not just an elite. We need to make public speaking part of our own new culture. In Sierra Leone, for instance, recently, a group of young men and women held a World Speech Day event to celebrate speeches as a means to counter corruption and violence. In Morocco, students looked forward to the new world of artificial intelligence. At the Sorbonne in Paris, at universities in Saudi Arabia, Mongolia, Brazil, young people used the opportunity of World Speech Day to bring to life new ideas. And now here in Toronto, the Power of Words Academy has brought together this amazing Unexpected Voices competition, which I believe is the largest speech competition at World Speech Day this year. So huge congratulations to everyone involved in this Power of Words Academy for putting together such a global headline event. Whenever something important happens in our world, someone makes a speech. But equally, whenever someone makes a speech, something important happens. The unexpected voices that will bring change tomorrow will come out of young minds in Canada. There will be voices you hear today, speaking with purpose. The unexpected voices who will shape society, who will catch the wave of thought and feeling and turn toward tomorrow. Thank you very much indeed.
All right. So just one bit of housekeeping. We ask that everyone today refrain from taking photos or videos. We are recording and we'll distribute the videos at a later date. And now I'd like to introduce our judges. So our chief judge today is Louis Pilley. He has worked as a high school English and drama studies teacher for 28 years. He's directed dramatic productions, coached debating teams, and developed programs for presentation and public speaking skills throughout his academic career. Our second judge on the panel is Rosalind Rupert. She is the Director of Corporate Communications for TELUS, where she drives integrated strategies to enhance engagement and oversees innovative corporate communications programs. Over the past 20 years, Rosalind has held senior communications roles in both the private and public sectors, leading internal and external communications, issues management, public education campaigns, workplace culture, and employee engagement. She provides strategic advice on complex issues and programs and has trained and coached many leaders and executives on how to deliver engaging and effective media interviews, presentations, and public speaking events. The third judge on our panel is Shemin Jaffer. She has 23 years of teaching experience and has taught at the elementary, middle, and high school level. Shemin is currently a high school teacher with the Peel Board. She has a number of years of experience in coaching and adjudicating debate teams and public speaking contestants. So now, without further ado, we're going to transition into the speeches of our brilliant 7 to 8-year-olds. So, the first contestant I'd like to invite up is Gilbert Chen.
Ever felt like you're mistreated? Have you ever been treated differently because you're boy or girl? Good morning, parents, teachers, and fellow classmates. My topic today is about gender equality. Gender equality is important because everyone deserves to be treated fairly, which will help them be safer and healthier. 3 reasons why gender equality is important are because 1, words can be hurtful to others, 2, games should be for everyone, and 3, boys and girls should be brought to think the same when they're raised the same way. To begin a word's hurt, often people use harmful words to others, and this causes them to feel sad, disappointed, and may even cause them to not want to go to school because of it. Girls are the ones who get hurt more by words because many times they're the victims. Secondly, when girls are included in video games, it makes the video games more accessible to girls and allows them to pursue games and career fields that are for boys. Thirdly, Boys and girls should be brought to think the same when they're raised the same way. They will not judge or look down on one another. In the past, boys were ones who made rules regarding what women should be allowed to do. Limiting rights of women prevents their growth and does not allow them to succeed. I hope my speech has shown you the importance of gender equality. Thank you for listening.
I'd now like to introduce Aaron Pei.
Have you ever experienced your tummy rumble and felt lightheaded because you haven't eaten? Well, usually you could solve this problem by going to the fridge or a restaurant or eating the lunch your mother packed you. But what if you can't afford a restaurant and your fridge is empty and there's no food to eat? Well, did you know that globally in 2021, 1 out of 5 children alone live in extreme poverty? Think about that. And think about the children in your classroom who may be coming to school hungry. By the end of my speech, you'll learn why we should care about world hunger, how are African countries hurt the most, and what can be done to prevent hunger. Firstly, we should care about world hunger because many people died from severe illnesses and diseases related to hunger. It can cause infections that affect your growth. A health report said that there are over 2 billion people lacking access to vital nutrients each year. It can lead to serious health issues, including stunt growth, eye problems, diabetes, and heart disease. Next, the countries that are hurt the most are in Africa, including Burundi, Somalia, South Sudan, and Syria. Mostly because of poverty in these countries, and some of these countries are suffered from war. Lastly, we have several ways to prevent hunger. We should advocate peace of war, raise funds to help them buy medical drugs and food, and use high technology to help them plant crops in the desert. My first point informed us about we care about world hunger. Kids could be malnourished and that affects growth. My second point, I revealed how African countries are hurt the most. Lastly, my speech shows you how to prevent hunger. I hope my speech has shown you the importance of zero hunger. Thanks for your generous time.
Next up, we have Aruth Soren.
Hello, everyone. Have you ever felt like you were being treated unfairly just because of your gender? Gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Gender inequality is when one gender is routinely privileged or prioritized over another. The sad truth is that even in these modern times, it is mostly women that are treated unfairly, as they do not have the freedom to dress and express themselves, access to education, or fair pay in workplaces. Worldwide, nearly 1 in 4 girls are not allowed to go to school. Many countries have schools segregated by gender. Men are academically challenged with STEM courses, while women learn to cook and sew to reinforce the idea they are physically weaker and dumber than boys. We need to create more Mary Curies, the only woman to win 2 Nobel Prizes in this world. Gender inequality exists today in workplaces. Men make more money than women in similar jobs, even in the world's most developed economies. Overall, a woman makes about 76 cents for every dollar a man makes, according to a study by PayScale. Out of the top 500 firms worldwide, only 10% are women CEOs. Why is that? Would you carry on this practice when you are working, or will you make some major changes to this inequality? We need to work towards a better future. 1, where women can dress the way they wish. 2, where women can go to school and study anything they please. And 3, where women can go to work and break through their glass ceiling. Who's with me on this mission?
Now, we'd like to invite up Alicia Jacob.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, and fellow classmates. Today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of clean water. Did you know 2 billion people live without safely managed drinking water? Access to safe water. Sanitization and hygiene is the most basic human need for health and well-being. Clean drinking water is important because without it you can get very ill. Many people around the world do not have access to clean water and struggle to get water. We need water for drinking, food, washing, and many more other activities. During the COVID-19 pandemic, water was essential to fighting illnesses and making sure people were healthy. In countries where people did not have access to clean water, the number of people with illnesses increased at a rapid rate. Access to clean water is a basic right, and having people get sick because they do not have clean water is a tragedy. We need to ensure that clean water is accessible to everyone. We need to do more to ensure that clean water is accessible to everyone. At our current rate, 1.6 billion people will lack safely managed drinking water, and 1.9 billion people will not have access to facilities to help with basic water hygiene. What can we do in our capacity as children? We can value water instead of wasting water. We can do our share in understanding the water crisis. We can talk about what other children deal with in other parts of the world, and by creating awareness of the problem. We can also gain an appreciation for the privileges we have simply because we live in a developed country, Canada. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will think about ways you can help with making sure clean water is accessible to everyone.
Awesome. I'd now like to invite up Marquesa David.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, and fellow classmates. Today I'm going to be talking about quality education. What is quality education? Education in general allows us to learn new skills and knowledge that we use in our everyday lives. Quality education is having access to this type of learning. Did you know that 258 million children and youth all around the world don't go to school and get an education? If you don't have access to education, you won't learn. Education is important because it eliminates inequalities such as gender and wealth. Quality education leads to good jobs and a healthier life. In rural, 2/3 of the people that do not go to school and get education are girls. In rural and developing countries, girls are expected to stay home while boys go to school and get an education. However, girls are not the only ones that are disadvantaged. There are still 711 million adults that don't have proper education, most of whom are women. Not educating our young girls leaves women at a disadvantage when they get older. This makes it difficult for them to become independent and make a living for themselves. Education is important to help you stay healthy. Being educated can get you a job so you can earn money. With that money, you can buy stuff like toothbrushes, toothpaste, food, and more stuff to keep you healthy. Having quality education is important because it can help save you. Without education, you might have trouble communicating if you are hurt or injured. Also, if you do not know how to read, you can't read labels that might warn you about poison or something that has expired. We can help fix the gender inequality in education by providing girls with access to schools and giving them more resources to support their learning. Thank you for listening to my speech about quality education.
Okay, Noah Kim, you're next.
Hello, everyone. Can you believe that 10% of the people in the world don't have enough food to eat? That is devastating. My name is Noah, and I'm 8 years old. Today, I am going to talk to you about world hunger and what we can do to solve this problem. In order to solve world hunger, we first have to understand why it exists. Most of the world's hungry people live in poor countries where they don't have access to healthy food. Also, when there are disasters such as floods, earthquakes, and droughts, a lot of people don't get food to eat. Finally, climate change can cause extreme weather changes that can destroy crops.
Now, let's look at ways we can solve world hunger. First, we can help people who can't afford to buy food by donating money and food to food banks. We can also educate people from poor countries so that they can get a job and earn money to buy food. Finally, when there are disasters such as when there is a disaster such as a drought, we can send food and money to the country to help them out. I'm sure we can come up with many more ideas of how to end hunger in this world. Let's go home and think about it and take action to help Canadians as well as other countries. Thank you for listening.
Okay, now I'd like to invite up Anya Maney.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anya Mini, and today I'm going to speak about clean water and sanitation. Clean water and sanitation is an important goal of the United Nations. My goal is to raise water awareness because we need to give everyone clean water to drink, clean water to wash hands, and a proper way to clean all the sewage. Did you know over 2 billion people in this world don't have clean drinking water? Did you know over 4 billion people in this world don't have good sanitation? Did you know over 3 billion people in this world don't have good facilities to wash their hands at home? We in Canada are very lucky to get clean water in our taps. We get it because water from lakes and rivers are sent to treatment plants where they are cleaned and filtered and sent back to our homes. We are also lucky that in Canada we have good sanitation, which means that all the dirty toilet water and wastewater is sent to treatment plants where they are cleaned and filtered and sent back to the lakes and rivers. This is very important because dirty water, which contains a lot of bacteria, can cause terrible diseases like typhoid, polio, diarrhea, and cholera, and it kills 3.5 million people every year. Water is our lifeline, and everybody in this world deserves to have clean water and good sanitation. We can start by reducing climate change, coming up with more ideas on how to collect and treat water, and making sure that local communities get enough money to improve water and sanitation treatments. Children can make a world of a difference, and I am one of those children. Thank you.
All right, Devin Cocker, please come to the stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Devin and today I am going to be talking about clean water. This is a very important goal in the United Nations and many people don't have access to clean water. Their goal is for everyone to have access to clean water by the year 2030. Access to clean water is important in order for everyone to stay healthy and clean their hands so they don't get sick. We need to add soap when washing our hands because your hands won't be dirty. Half of the population in the world already doesn't have enough safe water for everyone. The water isn't safe because sometimes the water that comes from toilets and sewers can go into the river and lakes. If people don't properly clean and filter the water, people who drink it and use it, they can get sick. They can even die. In the year 2070, around 3 billion people around the world were not able to wash their hands at home because they didn't have access to clean water or even soap. In some countries, places like hospitals didn't have soap or hand sanitizer for people to use. There are many things we can do here in Canada to help people who don't have access to clean water in other countries. One thing we can do is donate soap and hand sanitizer to countries who don't have clean water. We can help by donating money to countries that need clean water. At school, we can help to raise money for countries that don't have clean water by creating a fundraiser. All countries having access to clean water by the year 2030 is important so people can drink clean water and use water for cleaning. We all need clean water to live longer and healthy life. Thank you, Devin.
Next up, we have Eileen Zhu.
Hi, I am Eileen, and I will make a difference to the world. When was the last time you were hungry? How fast could you answer? This was my first challenge in understanding chronic hunger faced by so many unseen people. I could share that 10% of the world regularly goes to sleep without any food, or that 1 million children in Canada do the same. But knowing this is not enough for most people to help. When you are hungry, how do you feel? Imagine your stomach turning. I only feel frustration. I cannot relate to someone who felt hunger for days, months, or even years. If my community was hungry, I would donate to food banks. But what can you do to help someone else on the other side of the world facing suffering you can't imagine? It is easier to not think about it. Let's look at hunger differently. How much food did you throw out yesterday? Your leftover breakfast, the buffet you went to took too much, the croissant sandwich you did not want to eat. Everyone should take these feelings of being worried, sad, and frustrated while listening to all these speeches and take action. This is something anyone can do at any age. Every year, the world grows enough food to feed everyone easily, but the richest countries throw out 30 to 40% of their food. If you throw out less food, there will be more for the others. As I get older, I'll support more causes like the United Nations Zero Hunger Goals, but for now, I'll focus on wasting less food, and I would encourage you to do the same. Start small, make one change, and decide to waste less food. Thank you for your time.
Come on up to the stage, Max Duong.
Part of Albert Einstein's knowledge is because he had a great teacher and a good school. His teacher, Max Talmud, inspired him to dream about the nature of light, which helped him figure out the E equals MC squared equation. Hi, my name is Max, and I'm here to talk about why quality education is so important. Here are my 3 reasons: better jobs, more opportunities for your children to become educated, and protecting the environment. First, quality education is so important because people will have better jobs. If people have better jobs, people will be happier and make more money. There will also be less pollution because people can afford better cars and stuff that don't harm nature. That is my first reason why quality education is so crucial. Second is that your children will have more opportunities to become educated. That's because if you have a great education, you can teach your children your knowledge and maybe even use your resources to give your children better schools or after-school programs. That is my second reason why quality education is urgently needed. Third is that the more educated you are, the more ways you know how to protect the environment. You know what protects the environment, like electric cars, reusable water bottles, and walking to school. That way you'll do the things that protect the environment instead of doing the things that don't. That is my last reason why quality education is so important. In conclusion, better jobs, more opportunities for your children to become educated, and protecting the environment are all good reasons why quality education is so important. Not all children have quality education. That is why we need to help those children so they can have better lives. Thank you for using your time to listen to my speech.
I'd now like to invite up Adrienne Cifeli.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm talking to you about something very important, gender equality. Gender equality means treating everyone with respect and providing them with the same opportunities to reach their goals. I believe that all people can achieve the same if they work hard, because all genders can achieve the same thing. Girls should be able to go to school safely and be treated nicely there. All around the world, women should be able to vote. And people should be given equal opportunities to work. Let's say you went to apply for a job, and a man did and said the same thing as you, and he got the job just because he was a man. I would be so mad. Education is the key to ending gender inequality. Let everyone do what they want. If they think they can do it, they probably can. Educate their parents to let their daughters go to school. In Afghanistan, the government recently banned girls from going to high school and university. That makes me feel terrible. Imagine if you, your daughter, or your sister couldn't go to school because they said she was not worth it because she was a girl? This sounds like a big challenge, and it is. But there are many people in the world who are fighting for gender equality every day. Jean Augustine was the first Black Canadian woman to serve as a federal minister. I went to the Jean Augustine Center for Young Women's Empowerment and met her there. I learned that Jean Augustine created the center so that girls in her neighborhood would have more opportunities to reach their goals. What can you do to help achieve gender equality? Most importantly, you should know your rights and speak up when you know that something is wrong. You can also raise awareness in your community or volunteer for a women's empowerment group. I know Jean Augustine would be proud. Thank you.
All right, Shiv Singla, please come to the stage.
Hello parents, friends, and judges. My name is Shiv and I'm 8 years old. Did you know that around the world, hunger and limited access to food is still a major problem for millions of people? Attaining the United Nations goal of zero hunger by the year 2030 is important, well, because everyone needs food to survive. In 2020, the UN reported that about 2 billion people worldwide didn't have access to safe and nutritious foods. In fact, about 150 million kids worldwide didn't have access or stunting due to lack of nutrients. One major cause of hunger is conflict, as 60% of the world's hungry people live in countries with war. For example, war also affects the production of food. For example, those in Syria or Afghanistan have been displaced or trapped due to fighting with no access to food. War also affects the production of food. For example, 30% of wheat, 20% of maize, and 80% of the world's sunflower seed products are produced in the Russian-Ukrainian area, which has been greatly impacted. Another cause is climate crisis. Extreme weather such as floods and drought destroy crops. Finally, poverty is the biggest cause of global hunger. In poor countries, people with no jobs cannot support their families with food. COVID-19 was a big driver as it pushed millions into a grave situation when it disrupted work. There are many things we can do to achieve the United Nations goal of zero hunger. According to National Waste Council's research, 2.3 million tons of edible food was wasted in Canada last year. We need to buy and properly store only the food we need to eat in order to avoid this loss. We can organize food drives with family, friends, and schools to donate to those in need. Governments can increase support to educate people so they can get jobs and support their families with food. To conclude, everyone must do their part so that we can achieve the global goal of zero hunger. Thank you for listening.
I'd now like to invite up to the stage Kathleen Nguyen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kathleen. Today I'm going to talk about clean water and sanitation. How does drinking unsafe water affect your health? Why is sanitation important for better health? And why is clean water and sanitation important to a happy life?
Well, clean water and sanitation are important because they mean better health and a good, happy life. To start with, drinking dirty water can make you sick with tons of diseases. This implies that if you have access to clean water, you will eliminate many kinds of diseases associated with dirty water and improve your health. According to Humanitarian Coalition, 50% of refugees arriving in Bangladesh have no choice but to use dirty water from streams. Dirty water is linked to a transmission of many diseases. Dirty water is also a result of contamination of water sources. Thus, sanitation is important to the clean water problem. It will prevent us from being infected with viruses and germs. One way to improve water quality is to have a proper water disposal system for every home. It will improve the water quality by reducing the contamination of water sources. In addition, if you know how to obtain clean water, you can solve the clean water problem. One way to get clean water is to obtain it from protected dug wells. It's a good and cheap solution for everyone because it's easy, simple, and you can get it with a lower cost without using any additional technologies. To summarize, clean water and sanitation are crucial to better health and a happy life. They will help to eliminate the risk of getting diseases. I hope that this speech has shown you the importance of clean water and sanitation, and they are vital for having a healthy and happy life. Thanks for listening to my speech, everyone.
Arav Saini, please come to the stage.
Hello everybody, my name is Arav. Today I'm going to talk about co-education. Did you know, according to United Nations, due to COVID-19 in 2020, 147 million children missed over half in-person classes to 20% of primary schools around the world not have electricity, drinking water, and basic sanitation. 50% of schools, primary schools, lack computers and internet access. Global co-education is a major problem. One of the goals in the United Nations is to ensure all boys and girls have access to free quality and primary secondary education. My speech will show how co-education helps children reach their full potential and enter society as responsible citizens. First, free education creates equality among the students in the school by providing equal opportunities to everyone. Education ensures safety of life. Free co-education will increase a child's chances of getting a high-quality job. Secondly, we need to eliminate all discrimination to ensure equal access to all levels of learning. Co-education promises no discrimination based on gender, color, religion, or disability. We need to increase the supply of qualified teachers in developing countries. A qualified teacher has knowledge to teach a student effectively. In conclusion, we need co-education in all countries. We need to find a way to provide children in poor countries with good, clean schools and quality teachers. We can all do our part by donating more to the charity. Let's all spread awareness and make a difference for all children today. Thank you for listening to my speech about co-education.
Oliver Zhu, please come to the stage.
Good morning, parents, teachers, and fellow classmates. My topic today is about zero hunger. According to the United Nations, in 2020, between 700 and 800 million people suffered from hunger. One of the goals of the United Nations is to achieve zero hunger by 2030. To begin, you need money to buy food. People who cannot afford food have to starve or decrease their food rations to last for a longer time. Most often, people will still be hungry and they might not have the energy to do other tasks like go to school or work. If you do not have enough food, you can lose weight and even get illnesses. If you do not have enough food, it is easier for you to get sick because your body will not have enough energy to fight off any illnesses that you do get. Having enough food is important, and we all need to find ways to reduce hunger around the world. What can we all do to reduce hunger around the world? We need to look at reducing food prices, which have been increasing rapidly. This will make food more affordable for families. Another way to reduce food hunger is reduce food wastage. Think about how many times we had thrown out leftover food at family gatherings, parties, or even every day. This food could go to a charity or homeless people. Do we donate enough to charities to help underdeveloped countries or homeless people? We all need to do our part to achieve zero hunger worldwide. Thank you for listening.
Emily Chang, please come to the stage.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you picture a drop of food coloring spreading through a clean cup of water? I can. That drop of food coloring is like one little bacteria dropping into a river and infecting the entire ocean. Clean water is important as it represents life. Given that dirty water impacts much of the world, it is important to understand the damage it causes. Humans are negatively affected by dirty water. We can contract diseases like cholera and lead poisoning. When we drink contaminated water, we will suffer symptoms like vomiting, fever, and abdominal pain. If humans are affected, don't you think animals would be affected too? Marine animals like fish, tadpoles, and frogs can suffer. The dirty water causes cancer and birth and growth defects. I've explained how dirty water damages humans and animals, but did you know it damages plants too? Dirty water disrupts photosynthesis due to foliage and bark damage. It is up to society to clean dirty water. We must care more. You might be wondering how, as a society, can we fix this? There are two solutions: boiling water and an invention called Matty Drop. Boiling water is the simplest purification process. Studies have shown that no parasite or bacteria can survive the temperature of boiling water. Another solution is Matty Drop, a water purification tablet that contains silver or copper nanoparticles. It is inexpensive, easy to use, and transport. It can disinfect water for up to 6 months. As you can see, polluted water damages all living things. Dirty water can cause diseases and kill plants and animals. We must work hard to prevent this from happening if we want our next generation to live in a healthy world. Let us try together to keep our water clean. Thank you.
Next up, we have Victoria Yin.
Good morning, parents, teachers, and fellow classmates. My topic today is about zero hunger. My topic is important because food is one of the basic human rights. To begin, if people are hungry, they'll get sick and possibly die. There will be less people in the world. When there are less people to work, there will be less production and will cause there to be fewer items being produced. This will create a chain reaction. Limited production will cause prices to increase and make produce more expensive. When people do not have enough food to eat, they might have health problems and fight or steal food to survive. In developing countries, children work instead of going to school to earn money for their families to buy food. Money is an important factor because without money, people cannot afford food. When students skip school to earn money, they cannot get an education and cannot get a proper, well-paying job for the future. Lastly, when students are hungry, they cannot focus in class and will not get a proper education. When students are hungry, they cannot focus on what is expected of them and do not have enough energy to complete what they're given. Zero hunger is a problem we all need to work on to help fix. What can we do to help? We can help by donating more to charities that assist underdeveloped countries and homeless people. Also, volunteer in food drives to help feed people in need. We can all help reduce food wastage. How many times have we seen leftover food get thrown out? Especially at family gatherings and parties. We could donate that food to charities and the homeless. Let's all do our part to help achieve the United Nations goal of zero hunger by 2030. Thank you for listening to my speech today.
I'd now like to invite to the stage Dorothea Jin.
Good morning, teachers, parents, and fellow classmates. My topic is about gender equality. Did you know that in worldwide, girls ages 15 to 19 are neither employed or in educational training? In 2021, 1 in 5 women were married before they turned 18. Women are being treated unfairly simply because they are women. Women do not get the right to quality education and are expected to be at home and care for the family. By limiting the amount of education that is given to females, they are not allowed to be independent and cannot get the same opportunities that men receive. For example, men are in higher paid job positions than women, and this causes women to rely on men for their basic needs such as housing and food. Often when women and men are in the same job, women are paid less than men only because they are women. Can you imagine how it would feel like to be discriminated against your gender? Despite there being efforts to close the gender gap, the progress is slow. In 2020, there were still 67 million girls who did not finish upper secondary schools, compared to the 91 million girls in 1995. In 25 years, there was only a change of 24 million. We need to do more for girls and women everywhere. We need to support them in leadership roles, provide them with free education and free technology. Girls can only do better if we give them the tools to do so and support their learning journey. After all, if you support girls, then you are supporting an entire community. Thank you for listening to my speech today.
All right. You guys never failed to amaze me. Those were some amazing speeches. So, thank you to all 3 of our judges for judging the 7 to 8 age category. Looks like we've got some tough decisions ahead of you. Okay, everyone. I hope you are excited to hear who has won and placed in this awesome competition. You all have done amazing speeches, and as a high schooler, I hope that my peers are just as socially aware as you guys all are. I'd like to invite Ms. Ismail to present the awards. First, we're going to start with some competitors who didn't speak today, but have dedicated their time to participate in the Unexpected Voices speech competition. So first, Adam Ahmad, please come to the stage. Okay. Alex Kim.
Nope. Okay.
Daniela Soliman. Eli Kim.
Alex, you want to take off your jacket because we're going to take a picture.
Emma Kim.
Eli? Alex?
Aaron Young.
Can I have some help on the stage? Ash, step it over, please. Here you go. Daniela.
Aaron Young. Hasnain Palara. Joshua Pang. Christine Wen. Mira Alawat. Christine. Samiksa Gajakarnan. Sean Chowdhury. And Yesha Kakar.
Congratulations. Here you go.
All right, let's give a big round of applause to these contestants. Big smiles, guys. All right, now we'd like to welcome all of our participants from the 7 to 8 age category. Gilbert Chen, please come to the stage. Oh, yes. Sorry.
We're going in another order.
That was my bad. Arav Saini. Aaron Pei. Aruth Surin. Adrienne Cefeli. Alicia Jacob. Anya Maney. Devin Kakar. Dorothea Jen. Eileen Zhu. Emily Chang. Gilbert Chen, for real this time. Kathleen Nguyen. Marquesa David. Max Duong. Noah Kim. Oliver Zhao. Shiv Singla. And Victoria Yin. Let's give a big round of applause to our 7 to 8 age category. Big smiles, guys. So I'd now like to invite up to the stage Rosalind Rupert to announce the third, second, and first place winners for the 7 to 8 age category. It should be noted that if you place in third, then you get $50 and a $50 gift certificate to Power of Words Academy. If you place in second, you get $100 and a $100 gift card to Power of Words Academy. And if you place in first, you get a $150 cash prize, a $150 gift certificate to Power of Words Academy, and Elevate 2023 event certificates, festival certificates? Festival passes for you and your family. So, Rosalind, please come to the stage.
The judges are taking a break. It was a long day for them. Oh, sorry, they're not taking a break. They're actually deliberating still in the 11 to 14 age category?
Yeah.
Okay. So could you have them come to have maybe 5 more minutes and have the 11 to 14 age category winners? So I will present the awards to our third place winner. Layla, if you can announce who it is.
All right, our third place winner, Erin Pei. Our second place finalist, Emily Chang. And the winner of the 7 to 8 age category, Adrian Cifelli. Congratulations!